Hi there, Maureen from Color Me Positive, and I had a couple of people ask me actually how to use the fairy pages from the coloring pages from Raven's Black Friday sale because they do come in JPEG or PDF. So there are no separate elements to them. They are full coloring pages. Now, I like using them in my journals and my planners. And if you're putting them up on Etsy, you're selling them from your own website or Shopify store, you really don't have to change them at all. I still like to because I want them to be a little bit different, even if I'm selling them on my own site. So if I'm creating a journal, I don't mind putting in three or four of them as coloring pages, extra pages without changing them up. But otherwise, I do change them most of the time. And it's not that difficult. Now, I use Photoshop a lot, so I would probably do a lot of this stuff in Photoshop. But I know that you guys mostly use PowerPoint, right? So I decided to try a few things in PowerPoint to make these a bit different. So if you look at this one, this will make a great journal page, right? So this is one of the coloring pages, and this is what it is. It's a full coloring page, has text down here with a quote, right? But you don't want to be the same as everybody else. So really in PowerPoint, all you have to do is stick in some tables, right? So you want to make it, line this center and middle, okay? So all this is, you bring in your coloring page, it's at the back, right? This is a table, and all this is a rectangle square. So you would just go to your insert shapes and insert your rectangle, right? And you put a white fill with no outline, or if you want an outline, you could do that too. I prefer it without because the coloring page has its own outline, so I fit it within there and just play around with it. Then I create a table, and I'll just show you how I do that. So you go to insert table, just come over here, right? And you just take one line because all I want is the inside lines. And I'm going to make it fit up here. Let's see. Yeah, maybe a little bit over there. Okay, and then I'm going to come up to table design. Now you see these things over here. When I just want the inside lines, I come down and I find this one. Okay, now it's going to give me an outline. I don't like having that if I just want the lines, so I come over to here. You're still on table design, and I go to no border, and then I go to inside borders, right? And then I'll just come down here and I'll put in as many lines, and for that you would go to layout and just insert below and put as many lines as you need or want, right? And there you have it. And here it's just the same thing. You create a table, you do exactly what I just did, and you stretch it out to where you want it. Okay? And you need to fiddle around with it, I guess, to if you want to cover up everything. So that changes the page completely, right? And I don't think anybody else will have this. Well, maybe now you will because you might want to copy that. But you could do that with every single page, right? So you could actually just, or you want to add text in here, right? Let's just delete all this here. Get rid of all the things, okay? So if you want to add your own text, you could just come over here, pull this out, and now you've covered up the text there, and you can put your own quote in, right? So you can do a lot of different things with this. Okay, so for the next one, what I did is I took two of these, right? And one picture, and I created a differences, right? So you have to find the differences. And then I just stuck in a picture that I kind of like to fill out the page a bit more. And I think crystals go well with fairies, so I like it there. So here, if you look, you'll see the differences. And it's really easy to make those. You just need to, I'm going to ungroup this because I grouped it. Okay. So if you look here, right, I took this one out. All I did was insert. You go to insert and go to shapes and you insert whatever is going to work for you. I was using circles, ovals, right? And I just inserted that and then covered up a spot. So there's one, right? And you just cover it up. Place it where you need it. Okay, so that's one difference. And then there's one over here, right? It's just another circle, insert another circle. And there's one here over the flower. Okay, so there's one down here. So just play with it and whatever you want to. Oh, and there's one up here as well. Okay, so you want to kind of make it not too easy for them to find it. Well, it depends on who your audience is, if it's, kids or older kids, But that's just one way. Then you insert your text and tell them find the 5 differences or whatever you want to put there. And that's an activity page that's really simple to create, right? Let's move you down a bit. And it's really cool. They get to color both if they want, and they get to color that. And you could just add different images. Okay, if you have other characters from other PLR packs, it's really simple to just drag them in, right? So see here, there's 3 fairies here, and I thought, oh, this is cute with the fish. And I remembered I had a cat that was fishing. So all I'm going to do is I just placed him over this fairy in the middle, and I like how the fish kind of comes out to the other fairy into her hands. And I think he was placed the other way, so all I did was go to rotate and flip horizontal, right? Because he's drawn this way, so I just flipped him horizontally. And it doesn't really matter if like a bit of the wings or whatever shows up, because it just kind of fits into the picture and kind of looks like he has a wing, right? So just try and think outside the box a little bit, right? And I mean, it's a big cat in this image, but you got to remember these are supposed to be fairies as well, right? So I think it fits. I think it's a great page, kind of fun and it's different. And this one I like because I love all the animals in this picture. It's so cool. And I thought, oh, let's put a unicorn in there, another horned animal kind of thing. So I thought that was really cool, right? And it fits with the theme of fairies because it's mystical. So I thought that fit perfectly. And I'm sure a lot of you have unicorns, right? And then there was this, right? This is just a puzzle that I created in Niranjan's Puzzle Maker. And this is just a square. And I love this. I wouldn't even cover this up, actually. Use this for a meditation or yoga book, something. It would be really cool, right? This image here. So for that, I just drew in and you insert a rectangle. And I did want a stroke around this one. So I put a stroke too. So I just filled it with white and put a stroke around it, and I dragged in a puzzle that I created and I put it here. So it's a really cool puzzle page, and this would probably be better for adults depending on the backgrounds you're using. They're a little more detailed than kids books, right? So that's just 5 things, or 4 really, because these 2 I just dragged in other characters and use them to make it a bit different. So just sit down and play, drag things in, draw circles on it, create lines, all sorts of things. And you'll be able to come up something cool for your own books. Okay? I mean, if you wanted to do a whole book of differences, right? in fairies. So they get to draw a little one and another little one, and then put either a whole coloring page in. So the next one they just color, right? So just think outside the box. Anyway, I really do hope this helps kind of get your mind around how you can work with JPEGs rather than separate characters and backgrounds and things like that. They're just as valuable in my mind. All right. So talk soon.